foot on the gas. I will not crash. They will not stop me. Tenfold. No man, man. Oh, there with the hands. Thought he could guard me. I ruin they plans. I do what I want. They do what they can. Got it on smash. Dash, honey yard, dash, honey yard, dash, honey yard, dash, honey yard, dash. They slept on the team that they owe me. I need a ring and a trophy. I say I'm the best cause I am. It's no need in keeping it low-key. I can carve up the D like a turkey or run straight through the D like a train. This year we ain't taking no losses. It's all about making the game. I hear a lot of trash talk. He call himself making a name. I put on the Jets. The coach will regret even letting them stay in the game. Team morale took a tumble. Next time be humble. I'm the lion in the jungle. You just trying not to fumble. Rumble, young man, rumble. Never slip nor stumble. I take off, poof, magic. Now watch me juke through the traffic. Footwork fantastic. Dominating every facet. Treat the pocket like plastic. Here come the blitz, pass it. Got it on smash. Put on the gas. I will not crash. Honey yard, dash. Honey yard, dash. Honey yard, dash. Honey yard, dash. Honey yard, dash.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. Welcome to the special Saturday edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Ahead, we'll get a look at Jimmy Garoppolo and the San Francisco 49ers as they match up with the great Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. With that, let's get up to Green Bay, Wisconsin. Standing by for the call from venerable Lambeau Field, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Mason Crosby of the Packers has it teed up, and off we go from Lambeau. This will be taken about the 12. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they're led out by a guy who learned from one of the great ones in his first few years in Tom Brady. This is Jimmy Garoppolo.
Picking that guy's brain or just watching and observing how he does things to increase your game, then you've wasted that time. I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is that type of a player. I think those lessons learned have a chance to transmit themselves very well.
A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37. And these are the guys we're about to see down on the turf in just a moment.
Joe Staley, the left tackle, one of the most respected players in the league, as well as one of the most talented.
Here we go. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And that's knocked away and incomplete. Blake Martinez, the linebacker, was there in coverage to disrupt. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
I don't wanna watch football, bro. Put some porn on. Lol.
Now problems right out of the gate.
Man, I'm playing Pops Deuce right now in the game, man. Me and Pops playing.
Yeah, that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
Pops, man. So we want to see what it do. Make it do what it do. Right quick. You know, I'm the Packers, die-hard Packer fan.
They need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. First and 15.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now Rodgers not pleased with the setup. He's going to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Okay, just like that. Just like that.
Now on second and 16. Rodgers. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. And they try to sweep to Jones. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. Fourth down now after a loss of 2.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On fourth down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Back deep, Trent Taylor. He wasn't too far from break 15. And the Niners will go on offense. First and 10. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
He'll get 3 up to midfield.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. And he's going to get this down inside of Green Bay's 15-yard line. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
Now a man who really stepped up last year. This is Matt Breida. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary? That's what we just saw, isn't it?
No score after one on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it second down and 12.
Here we go.
On second and 12, Garoppolo. Flush to his right. To the right side, caught by Saleh. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
3 down, 3 down.
Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The ex-Iowa Hawkeye Mike Daniels in for the sack. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
CD, you know there were quite a few Bears fans back in January saying, why didn't we hold on to that Robbie Gould guy?
Well, it's a legitimate question. 33 of 34 for San Francisco 2018. The crazy stat of the year, he missed more extra points, 2, than he did field goals, 1, in the 2018 season.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Marching back onto the field now, Devontae Adams and company getting set to go. And you look at the numbers, not only has he not caught a pass, they haven't targeted him yet, and we're coming up toward halftime.
And you remember our meeting with the coach beforehand? What did he tell us about him? I write his number on my play sheet, and I circle it in bold type because I want to make sure he gets the ball and often.
Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you...
And the Niners get there and bring him down. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So
rush coming, and he's taken down. Getting the sack, the 227-pound linebacker, Quan Alexander. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important fourth down. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll kick it away for the second time. To return is Taylor. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand.
Let's go.
A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Gotta love the catch. I think you got to love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They're becoming a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are, and I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
He finds McKinnon, complete. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll make it second down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Here we go. 180! Tight end left. Easy. 4 down. Easy.
Throwing again on second down. Garoppolo to the right side, complete to Taylor. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it. So I'm waltzing down Main Street, got an umbrella, just a torrential downpour, and I look over, and this guy, stone-faced, wearing a poncho that says, "Don't rain on my parade," and he is just angry. And, we got to go. I'll tell you the rest later. Here we go, third quarter. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally, because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Now they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. They'll go again to Jones. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Very solid coverage there by the All-Pro Richard Sherman, able to get a hand in.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Oh, yeah, and here we go again. Here we go. 30. Slam. Mike's 5-4. Mike's 5-4. Slant.
On 3rd down, here's Jones. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. Hate to say it, but that play typifies what we've seen from this offense all game long.
Yeah, don't you think maybe you flip over your play sheet as the offensive coordinator and see the side that says try something different? You know, because this has not worked all game long. They continue to try and get it done. They've got to come up with something a little bit different. Try something special, something they haven't seen.
Anything to score a point. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Yeah, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. He was looking that time for Dante Pettis, but it's going to be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. Going up top. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him. They'll find him.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away.
Let's go. Let's go.
Now the Packers get set to go. Offensively thus far, they haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that. Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now it's Rodgers. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. D Ford, he's the culprit, dropping him for a 2-yard loss. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. Here's Rodgers to throw. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That's a fourth down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Touchdown, Packers! Geronimo Allison from 19 yards away. And the Packers are an extra point away from taking the lead. On is Mason Crosby for the point after. A very important extra point there, up and good. And they take the lead here at 7-6. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And the result, a Green Bay score. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This is taken near the 13. There's a nice move. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 24. And the first play of the drive goes to McKinnon. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Garoppolo now, first down throw, eluding the pressure right. Now a desperation throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. First quarter, Charles, you really emphasized the importance of winning the turnover battle as a visiting team, as an underdog. They haven't forced a single turnover in this game.
And right now they're losing, so no turnovers might lead to no victory.
They'll try and run some clock now with Jones. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. I guess he was saving his best for last, so to speak. Longest run of the day coming here in the 4th quarter right there.
And that type of run makes for a better night for him and his teammates, doesn't it? To be able to produce this late in the game can lead to some big smiles and satisfaction in the locker room after this one's over.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rodgers. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 27 yards there, a first down. Well, Charles, the old saying, the old cliche, if you will, points at a premium, that certainly applied here, didn't it?
And that almost like opened up a time capsule, didn't it? Old school football, low scoring, close game. What a way to finish it up.
You loved it, didn't you? You loved the defenses.
I certainly did. Brought back the images of the game of old.
Hey, everybody, it's the coach. Welcome to the special Saturday edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Ahead, we'll see Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks as they match up with... With that, let's get up to Green Bay, Wisconsin. Standing by for the call from venerable Lambeau Field, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
This place first opened way back in 1957. We are inside legendary Lambeau Field here in Green Bay. No team means more to a city than the Packers to Green Bay, and this was the scene a few moments ago as the green and gold made their way out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
All set for football now from snowy Wisconsin. And off we go from Lambeau. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by their highly decorated quarterback, Aaron Rodgers.
So pinpoint, so accurate. Sometimes we forget just how good he is. We start to take him for granted because he always places the ball exactly where it needs to be for his receivers.
On play action, it's Rodgers. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brad McDougal. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. I'm not sure exactly what they had planned for play number 1 from scrimmage, but I can guarantee it wasn't that interception.
No doubt about that one, because in their daydream, this was going to be a dream play to get things started. Instead, it turned into a nightmare for them.
Watch 84! Watch 84! He's going! Kill! Wide! Get wide!
This is Chris Carson, 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
They run it with Carson, and he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. Check nickel.
On first down, Carson. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, good job right there. 24 is the mic. Hey, here we go.
They snap it at 1. Now Wilson sliding out of the pocket. Nick Vanette from 17 yards out. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. Well, you got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football. All right, when you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You said, thank you very much for getting us the rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Not the start that they were hoping for. The interception on the first play of the game. It leads to 6 points the other way. How do you rebound from here?
Yeah, a little bit of humor. Got to laugh that one off, and not the ha-ha, that was very funny, but kind of like, can you believe that just happened? Let's go out and play now. Let's just start over.
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Give them 14 on that one and a first down. Rodgers going to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Hey, watch that. White left. Mike, 54. Switch up. We are going. Pick that.
A give to Jones. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Throwing now is Rodgers. And he's going to drop this off to Williams. Complete. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation.
Mason Crosby on for the field goal. A 60-yard attempt.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is. And there is nothing easy about being a kicker on a day like this.
Yeah, I tell you, not only is the footing tough in the snow, but kicking that ball is like kicking a rock. Very difficult to get any sort of feel on your kicks.
Got it. Check.
Going to be met at the line. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Flushed out right. He will find the rookie from Ole Miss. That's DK Metcalf. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And that play is able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Check, Mike 42. Check. Alert.
On 2nd and 12, Wilson is caught right side, Dixon. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder, coming up at halftime, while the two of us head for warmer areas of the press box, we'll be sending you to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Hey, alert. Mike 50.
On 2nd down, Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Picked off inside the 10. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Here's Ron. To Valdez-Scantling over the middle. And this will be a pickup of 4 here, up to their own 20.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that. And that's what he did.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Rodgers again now. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
It's a party now. It's a party now.
Final play of the half. It's Wilson escaping the pressure right. He lets it fly for Lockett. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. Not much has changed since we left you at halftime. The snow still continuing to fall as we are back underway.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 4 yards the pickup. 1st down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a give, right side. Carson. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Oh, a free safety blitz, that can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble, because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. So on 4th down, here's Jason Myers for the Seahawk field goal. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And this is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. The veteran tight end, Mercedes Lewis, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when an ex-defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are...
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Quentin Jefferson just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
We are seeing 2 really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Looking deep for Adams. And that will be incomplete. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, come get a little bit closer this time.
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Hey, alert, alert.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On second down, it's Carson. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is third and long.
We got four. We got four.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
And they had an extra defensive back on the field on that play, and the coverage was excellent. He tried to pull it down and run for it, but they rallied to him and kept him short of a first down.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Davis now to return it. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And we've seen drive after drive come up empty for them. And they've yet to dent the scoreboard, yet still right in the middle of a one-score game.
So this is where you absolutely have to forget everything that's happened in your previous drives. They don't matter right now. You just mentioned it. One-score game. This drive here can erase all of what happened previously.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack. Now then after the sack. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And Graham's got it over the middle. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. This secondary as a unit, they've worked really well together in this one, especially late.
A lot of cohesiveness, a lot of communication, and some great athleticism. They're playing so well.
And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Scoring has really been at a premium, and Charles, you got to tip your cap to this defense coming in here. Their offense too, but this whole team coming in here on the road, getting a hard-fought win.
I think the way that they're finishing this one up, an exclamation point on a terrific game. As you noted, hard for them to put points on the board, and they hold them down one more time and finalize things.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Hey, check 24, check 24.
Shift.
36 power. Good touch.
Oh, Wilson going to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important third down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
And the Seahawks on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 14.
Run left. Good guys, 4 down.
Watch the run. It's south, baby. That's baby south.
Wilson to throw. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. Returnable here for Davis. It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. So now Rodgers in the pack. Down 7-0. Exactly 1 minute remaining. They need a touchdown to the PAT to tie it as they come up 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. On the crossing route, complete. That's Adams. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20. He's back to throw. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game. So getting the big touchdown they needed late in the 4th. Now what do? You conservative and just tie it up?
No, I think you put your practice into game situation. Go as fast as possible. You already have your play call ready to go. Go for 2 and decide it right now.
A very important extra point there, up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25. A couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. Now Wilson. That's caught by Penning. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
42 the box. Get that ball. Get that ball.
Hey, 0.
42, Mike, 42. All day, every
Throwing now is Wilson. Flush to his right. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. Here's Wilson. Wide open receiver, complete. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop him with 13 seconds left to play. throwing now. Wilson on first down. Being chased out left. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain. On second down now, it's Carson, and he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Now the timeout will be called, so they're in field goal range with 3 seconds left. So now this one will rest on the right foot of Jason Myers. This no gimme in the snow. And his kick is right there. It's good, but now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And this one's going to be covered up by the Packers hands team. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular effect.
Y'all already know what time it is, huh? Playing skills, you did. Playing skills. On the roof. I get the money, but I never switch. They saying you switch, you won't get it. You know they came from the bottom and now we is lit. You was lit, I gotta get it, I gotta get it. You hating cause I told them rich. Why bet you wanna be famous, They act like they made us, You know I'm icy in Vegas, Just for them that hate us, I make a lot of new money, When the not savers, You be liking my flavor, I think it's cause ice on the red, on the red, watch out for that. I never switch, I never switch, I never switch, I never switch. Ice in the wrist, ice in the wrist, ice in the wrist, ice in the wrist, ice in the wrist,
Ever since I blew, they all on my hey, back then, didn't know I exist. Don't touch my cup, you know how I sip. Hey, got choked, long, say I made her when I showed out my whip. Hey, spent about 10 on my fit. Ex-slick, then hit with the back then, used to out the zip. Blow out his back, then dip. Got a whole party all on the ship. All these 4 things, pull out the VIP. Suck, turn up, baby, pour out the milk. So you know how I drip.
Hey, everybody, it's the coach. Welcome to the
Thank you, Coach. We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Baltimore Ravens and the Seattle Seahawks. This is taken near the 13. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They're led onto the field by their quarterback, a man who's made quite the name for himself in the NFL, and that's Russell Wilson.
And when I think of Russell Wilson, I think not just of the big plays that he's made, and those are considerable, but when they were made. 4th and 26 in a Big Ten championship game against Michigan State when he was with Wisconsin. A big completion helped lead his team to a victory. A big 4th down throw for a touchdown in an NFC championship game against the San Francisco 49ers. When the chips are down, this guy plays at a big level.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Then he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
That was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick. And what a terrific play. Holding him to no gain.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one, a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a 1st down with a nice throw.
I got you.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
Now on 2nd and 13, Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. And here are the Raven defensive starters.
Let's go to the middle of the Baltimore defense where Brandon Williams holds court. And we often talk about how difficult it is to stop a big-time runner. How about trying to stop a big-time guy in the middle who wreaks havoc both with pass rush and against the run? Brandon Williams went to his first Pro Bowl at the end of the 2018 season.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. He'll buy some time right. And he's got his target. That's more. 25 yards that time.
Really? Really? Did we just see that? That's a big catch. One-handed, I might add, to pick up a 1st down.
I was going to say, on 3rd down for the defense, it's one thing to give up a reception. You just got to shake your head on a one-handed catch to pick up the 1st. On 1st down, Carson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuck that one behind the line of scrimmage.
He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
You know, I don't think this is the last time we'll see that in this game. This guy has mobility, and they want to use his legs in the game plan. So there will be designed runs as well as his scrambles.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson eluding the pressure right. He gets it to his running back, Rashad Penny. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Rashad Penny, 29 yards. And the Seahawks take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Quite the drive there to get things started. They took up the bulk of the 1st quarter, and they end up in the end zone.
And I love your last point. Ended up in the end zone. Because a lot of teams like those long drives, especially to keep their offense off the field, right? Keep the ball away from them. But they finished it with a touchdown. That's the exclamation point. Now, flip it over defensively. They've got to slow that down somehow, right? Maybe they need to be a little more aggressive. Maybe a few more pressures towards the quarterback.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They go play action with Jackson. Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. They go to the former Saint, Mark Ingram. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Now Jackson on 2nd down. And an alley to run. Finding some room at midfield. And brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. A breakdown defensively there as the scramble is going to set him up with a much more manageable 3rd down. And an alley to run. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Seahawks have recovered.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So it should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
3 down.
On 2nd down, it's Carson. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Forced out to his left. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the 1st down.
Under the category of obvious, you hate giving up a 1st down on 3rd and long, and somehow he finds his way downfield and picks it up.
And if you look at the coverage defensively, oh, this is great, but no one accounted for him at the quarterback spot.
At some point, you actually have to tackle him and get him on the ground short of the 1st down marker.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Wilson defers to Penny here on the draw. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. Look at that nice little drive brewing right here.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. To throw is Wilson. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. The Seahawks on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 4. Now it's Wilson. Buying time to his left. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
Myers' kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. They toss to Ingram. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Shaquille Griffin in on the stop defensively. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. On 2nd down, Ingram. And he'll be brought down right on the 50. A gain of 3. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, D. Man up, D. Check 3, check 3. Shoot, watch the shoot.
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure.
Justin Tucker on for the field goal. A 43-yard attempt.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. So we are at halftime here in downtown Seattle with the Seahawks out in front. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now. We now proceed to the start of the second half. teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now second down.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now Brown, he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room where they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Now Myers for the extra point. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is now 17-3. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Seattle defense getting set to go. And they had the fumble return for a touchdown, and boom, they're right back out there again.
And you hear so many people talk about opportunistic defenses in today's football. Well, they make their own breaks because they work at it all the time. We've been at the practices, the drills where they're trying to strip the football, the takeaways. They're always working on it, and it paid off for them on the last possession.
Paid off. Now can they do it again? It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big pickup of 38.
On that play, as you saw the route start to develop downfield, I got the sense that maybe the run would set up for him. And he took full advantage of it and got a big gain on a busted play.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They go play action now. Jackson, blitz coming, and down he goes. Markevius Mingo able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast and a big sack. Here's Jackson. He finds Roberts, complete. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Seth Roberts, 50 yards. And the Ravens have cut it to within a score.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the two-point conversion. Now Jackson. And he will get into the end zone, and the two-point conversion will cut this down to a 6-point game. So they're able to throw it in for the two-point conversion. Sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense, that's 2 points for them. But he identified an open target and put it right on him.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
2nd and 5 now. Wilson flushed out right. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Normally we're talking about a quarterback duel where they're matching each other pass for pass. How about the footwork in this with both of these guys running the ball well?
Yeah, they've mixed in the run game. You're exactly right. Now, both coaches might not like how much their quarterbacks have taken off, but another example right there of just good mobility. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
This is Carson. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And it's hauled in by Nick Vanette. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker. They'll run on 1st down. Carson. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. A good gain of 12 yards that time. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. On 2nd down now. It's Carson, and he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got it 1st and goal as they search for what could be a game-sealing touchdown. Now it's Carson, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. I'm assuming they're keeping this football on the ground, right?
I would think so because you're looking at the clock. That's in your favor. You look at the geography of the field, right, where you are. That's in your favor as well. Keep it on the ground. Keep pounding. Run that clock down. You got everything working in your direction.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal?
Check, 48's the mic. Come on. You better bring it.
Here's Wilson to throw. Steps away to his left. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had the football. That was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt-away-the-game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run-pass, when you're able to control the football and stay ahead of the chains, I'm using every cliche I know, but that's how you get it done because you're not taking negative plays, and that way you're able to run what you want to run when you get a chance to call it.
This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And he will take this one all the way back inside the 35-yard line.
There's no downplaying that we all knew that this was a critical possession, and to get a return like that to start things off, that's the spark that they needed. That's the spark they were looking for.
So Lamar Jackson in the offense, down by 2 touchdowns, a little under 50 seconds to go. Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. He was trying to go back to Hollywood there, and it's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
That's going to be caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. Play action. Now Jackson. The quick slant caught. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Seth Roberts, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Ravens draw a bit closer. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. A little clock management 101.
Wilson to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He lets it fly for Lockett. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Dancing to his left. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Now Wilson. Rolling to his right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Carr. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle.
I'm about to make a play. Move the chains, tell them get about the way. Move the chains, I'm about to win the game. Move the chains, baby, tell them move the chains. I score up in the end zone, do my dance all on a hater. A mover and a shaker, you a novice, I'm a player. I'm from DC, but I'm running through and sacking like a raider. 2 chains on my neck, one for now and one for later. If we don't play fair, baby, we play for keeps. You can pass me up, this is not a bye week. I'm looking for a trophy competition, looking steep. Yeah, I'm training, I've been focused, I've been bombing from the deep. I'm like, move the chains, I'm about to make a play.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. On first down, Watson. To the right side, complete to Miller. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
To throw again on second down. Watson, and that is incomplete. Jordan Thomas, the one he was looking for, but now it'll be third down. And a look at Seattle's defense.
It's hard to believe that a guy can get double-digit sacks in the NFL, and we can still describe him as raw, but that's the case for Ziggy Ansah. Went to BYU, mainly as a track and field guy, gravitated towards football, became a starter for 1 season, and then moved into the NFL. A lot of potential left to scratch for him. A lot more pass rush moves left to be added, but he is a scary, scary prospect.
His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down.
Hey, watch it, watch it. Hey, check 24, 24. That's it.
On first down, it's Watson. Man open, that's Kiki QT, complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Now it's Watson. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football, But how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those two that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. It makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like 9-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Give him 3 yards there on the first down pickup. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here, because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, 39 yards. And the Texans have taken the early lead. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it results in the Texans finding the end zone. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And a short kick, taking it about the 16. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. Here come the Seahawks and their offense now under veteran head coach Pete Carroll. They'll be led out by their 5'11 quarterback from Wisconsin by way of NC State, and that's Russell Wilson.
He's always been an incredible decision maker on the field. Takes care of the ball really well, puts his team in the right positions, makes sure the play calls are accurate. Also was a minor league baseball player. Didn't hit very well there. I think he made a great career choice picking football. And that's how you want to start a sequence defensively. That's what we used to call, partner, hello, glad to meet you. Tagged him for a loss.
Being chased out left. He will find the rookie from Ole Miss. That's DK Metcalf. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
Here's the second-year man from San Diego State, Rashad Penny. And some good running out of the gates as he takes this up to the 33. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down.
He's great. Let's go double count right here. Double count.
Here's Carson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They go play action with Wilson. They'll roll him out right. He may try and run for this. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
On third down, the defense decided to blitz. A very good job of recognizing it, stepping away from the pressure, and finding open space to scramble and pick up a first down.
On first down, Carson. Now Carson fumbles the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
3rd and 2. Now Wilson. Devian Clowney. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. And his kick is good. Not by much. It was leaking oil in the end, but he tucks it in the bottom right corner. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there, because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things, because if you don't score, you potentially have opened the door for them to score again, and then you're down 14.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. This will be taken about the 12. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. And now out comes Houston. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complimentary football. But, you know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor.
Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. Watson now to throw. And he's going to have the hook up to QT. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Watson. And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. With a sack, it's Ziggy Ansah. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's a right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Throwing again is Watson. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Texans will add on to their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. That time a 6-play drive, and the result a Houston touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. This is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game.
It got his man complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The sack there by J.J. Watt.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to let it go deep right sideline. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. It's been a struggle for him accruing yards in this game passing the football. So there he said, hey, I'm going to try to chuck it deep, but another incompletion.
Has to be a little bit frustrating because of what you just described. It's been a struggle for him here in the 2nd half, hoping for one big shot to get him out of the doldrums.
A very well-executed play. It goes for 29 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
Here's Wilson. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. The former #1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney, picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson forced out to his left. And I think the ball's out, and the Texans scoop it. He had gained really good yardage, but that's what you tell your quarterbacks, right? Get down after you've got the run.
You don't have to prove your toughness. You know, I think that's what a lot of coaches are trying to preach to their guys. Get the yardage, get down, protect the football, and protect yourself from extra hits as well.
A run by Foreman to start the drive. And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4.
Well, not a game that you're going to go crazy about, but when you start at your own 2-yard line, any type of space is good for the offensive guys.
Yeah, you just can't go backwards from here. They did it. Now we'll see if they can keep it on schedule here on 2nd down. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5.
Well, big man with ball met bigger man on the other side of the line. A really nice play for the defense.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down.
Check. Lucky.
Watson hands this to Foreman, and he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. The Texans send the punter out, and no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So the previous 10 up at the 20. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. So that'll back him up 5.
That penalty is declined.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Jadeveon Clowney able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. To try again after the sack. Wilson steps away to his left. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That one good for 37 yards. Now Wilson steps away. Now he's going to let it go deep. Back. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35. That had disaster written all over. You've got a right-handed quarterback, a rolling left, and throwing it pretty far downfield.
It's really difficult to do, to try and get your body twisted around into the proper position and get anything on the ball as you heave it downfield. And that's what it actually turns into, a heave. And that's not really a good throw, is it?
Not good, and we saw the result. Now the Seahawks. Use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Play action from Miller. Now Watson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. That's Ziggy Ansah, the number 5 pick in 2013, credited with a sack. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football.
And that's what friends are for.
As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turned it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
Wilson, the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 22.
Switch it.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And they'll get him down here at the 23. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, he's got him in, complete. And at the end of it, he's stripped. Ball comes loose, and the Texans scoop it. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Hey, keep it up.
Now Foreman. They get the penalty yardage back plus a yard. 6-yard gain, and it's 2nd and 9. Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds and keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Now that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, and you have to get the ball back. Everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands. Whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge 4th quarter stop? The Texans send the punter out as he's on to kick it away. A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. So Russell Wilson in the offense. Down by 11, 44 seconds to go. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. Now Wilson on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. J.J.
Well, my pops went on intermission right quick, you know what I'm saying? He went on a smoke break, you feel me? I'm sitting here chilling with the babies right now. You know what I'm saying? Having fun right now with the babies. Shoot, the Madden is pretty good, man. I got my ass, I won the first game. The second game, I got my ass whooped. Third game, I got my ass whooped. Then I shocked the world. I came back and blew his ass out right now. I really blowing him out 14-3 ain't really nothing. Gotta get these wins some kind of way. Other than that, man, you know, I got a house full of little kitty sitting in here chilling, hanging out on the Thanksgiving weekend for the day and everything. But for the most part, you know, we do what we do what we can do, and get them dubs. What we can do, man. What you got going on? What's up, baby? Why you trying to pull me back? Why you trying to pull me back? What's up? Yeah, what? What's that? Gray shirt. That's my cord. What? My speaker. Speaker. Why you keep trying to pull my speaker?
You got skill.
Huh?
You got skill? You got skill, let me tell you one. Make sure this 14.
Hold back. Come on, man.
Hey, Papa. Papa. Hey, Papa. Stand up.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Work out this shit, man.
Watt. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Delay of game, offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Wilson. Dancing to his left. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete, as time has run out on this football game. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half. But
continue that along, but instead it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. From Seattle, so long, everybody.
I'ma tell you I'm a misconceiver, I'm a believer. Someone better kick my fever. Tell me it's 100 degrees underneath my whole flex. Everyone tells me it's a bit of a mess. I'ma tell the
Hey everybody, it's the coach. Welcome to the special Saturday edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see a 3-time Pro Bowler.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Oakland Raiders and the San Francisco 49ers. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line.
That's it, baby. We're going to work.
So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. They're led out by their quarterback out of Fresno State, Derek Carr.
The thing I like most about Derek Carr's game is not just the right arm and his touch and his ability to find receivers. I think it's his calmness, and I think that transmits itself very well to the rest of the team. They feed off of that, and they go out and play with confidence.
Here we go, T. Get off the field. 29.
Throwing on first down is Carr. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Carr now on first down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Adrian Colbert, he was right there in coverage.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
And another negative play there as they stop him again.
It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense. A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They do go for it. It's Carr. He gets it to Brown. Complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. First down on a pickup of 11. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space. Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is started.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Throwing again on second down. Carr, it's a screen to Richard. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 12 yards there and a first down.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they come up now, 2nd and goal. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they come up now, 2nd and goal. On second down, Jacobs. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. Carr going to go on 4th down. And that is going to be incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt. And this crowd into it early. Their guys stand tall on the opening drive of the football game. And San Francisco gets set to go here.
Here we go. 180. Right there, 54 miles. Check back, check back.
They begin the drive with Coleman. And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Here we go.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Garoppolo. And the Raiders have got him. Maurice Hurst breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. We've seen a couple of Super Bowls start 2-0. The first score of this game could have very easily been a safety. That was close there.
It was close, and while it didn't happen in this game, it's funny you bring up the Super Bowls because that would have been, what, Super Bowl 46, Giants-Patriots.
You're testing my memory. But
and also
yeah.
Super Bowl 48, which was Broncos-Seattle when the snap went over the head of the QB. And guess what? There's 2-zip Seattle right out of the gate.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half.
Here we go.
A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll check in with our Jonathan Coachman. He'll have highlights and analysis of the first half, and our highlights will likely be on the defensive side of the football here. Scoreless game. No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety. So after a scoreless first quarter, we at least finally get some points on the board.
But it can't be what either of us expected, can it?
No, the safety's not what you expect for the first points of the game, but one of the goose eggs is gone.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field.
A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Alexander.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Here's Coleman. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. The CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Oh, he's able to out-muscle it here as he pulls it in. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Vontez Burfict, the one to get him down. From the 16, Garoppolo. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So on third down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. Right hash mark of 42-yard attempt. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. And with that, they'll take a 1-point lead here in the second. So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football and something they've worked on since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
Now it's Gold after splitting the uprights to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators. They sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I'll guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach, we can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
20, 11, 11, 11. 11. Let's get it together.
It's a run by Coleman to start the third quarter. And he's got this down to the 35. That one good for 14 yards. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Garoppolo, flush to his right. Deep ball for Goodwin. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Well, they've done a good job on these receivers, pretty much held them in check. They're a little too close for comfort.
And you're always looking for a play to get you going, right? You're looking for someone to make one. But maybe this penalty, this pass interference call, that can help shake them loose.
And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make it 3rd and goal.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Garoppolo now on 3rd and goal. Able to spin free. And he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3. It leaves him with 4th and 1.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1.
Mike 54. Mike 54. And let's get this, get this.
I think probably just trying to draw him off there, it didn't work.
And defensively, that's what you work on all the time, being in that spot and being able to not jump and give them the yardage that they were desiring.
The kick by Gold is good. And 2 field goals now mean they take a rare 6-2 lead. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
And I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. Derek Carr getting ready to go again on offense. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. Let's go back out there.
A touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
On 2nd and 11 now. Carr. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. A first down there on a pickup of 25. To throw is Carr.
What a catch and one-handed.
And the Niners get there and bring him down. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
Back now here in Santa Clara. It's Raider football here, but they're on the short side of the scoreboard right now as we begin the fourth.
Check to draw quarter. Hey, Raider 2.
On play action. Now Carr. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And that is caught. One-handed. Oh, my. He pulled it in. A big play that time for the Raiders. 42 yards.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
56. Mike, 56. Get down, get down. 6. Here we go.
Into the red zone, it's Carr. His throw caught at about the 5. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Credit the sack to Fred Warner.
Well, that was point-counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
56, Mike, 56. Go. Go.
On 2nd and goal. Carr. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Antonio Brown, 10 yards on the touchdown pass. And once again, the Raiders are back out in front. And a huge touchdown there, Charles, to put them ahead at the 2-minute mark.
What a great finish we've got ahead of us. Let's see if the other team can answer.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. He'll look to throw, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Credit the sack there to Arden Key.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation,
and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Well, that takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
13.
They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo being chased out left. And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. And the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs.
Everyone gears up for 3rd down, talks about the importance of it. But 4th down, that's truly the moment of truth play, isn't it?
Everything's dialed up a little bit more. And, you know, it's such a momentum play, isn't it?
Absolutely, because it can flip either way depending on who converts on 4th down.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, Charles, they were close in the end, but they couldn't get that last play, that last little miracle play done. They were within striking distance, but couldn't find a way to score.
They definitely had hope.
Hey, everybody, it's the coach. Welcome to the special Saturday edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll get a chance to see Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings as they take on Case Keenum and the
We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. Tonight, we've got a good NFC matchup in store between the Minnesota Vikings and the Washington Redskins. Dustin Hopkins has it on the tee, and here we go from our nation's capital. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They'll be led out by the veteran quarterback out of Michigan State. The former Spartan, it's Kirk Cousins.
Forget the measurables. His temperament, which is so even-keeled, often masks a burning desire to win and perform. This guy takes it seriously when he lines up to play, and usually he puts on a nice performance.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And complete right side to Cook. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. First play of the drive going for 14 and a 1st down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice 1st down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? They were able to do that there. Nice pickup on 1st down. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Here's Dalvin Cook, 3rd year back from Florida State. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Ryan Kerrigan in on the tackle. And here is the Redskin defense.
At corner is Josh Norman. I would think he would want to quibble a little bit. Actually, you know Josh would have a full discussion with the metrics people who say that maybe he's not the elite lockdown corner he thinks he is. He would say, ask all the receivers in the NFC East. They would think differently because a day against Josh Norman is a very difficult day for any receiver.
And he is going to get the 1st down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there. Cousins to his tight end Rudolph for a Viking 1st down.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the 1st down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. 3rd down conversion here is big. 1st down, here's the run with Cook. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 12 yards there and a 1st down. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it. They love it because now everyone gets locked in. Their confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they'll be at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, just keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
And a short pickup there down to about the 9. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down. From the gun, here's Cousins. Quarter number 1. We're scoreless after 1.
Dan Bailey on for the field goal. A 26-yard attempt.
Bailey's kick is good. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So still no touchdowns in the 1st half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal.
So maybe now the mentality changes in this game because anytime you can get to the red zone and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Redskins take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. And that'll set them back 5.
That's it, baby. We gon' work.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Now Peterson running right.
But obviously they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead now they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now. The give to Peterson out of the gun. And Peterson, what happened? He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kicks away following that fumble return. This one fielded at the 5. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Adrian Peterson now getting ready to go again on offense. Looking for a bounce back. Had the fumble a moment ago that went for a touchdown the other direction. See if he can get back in rhythm.
And you have to be very careful about having too quick of a hook with really good players. I did a guy's game in high school where he fumbled 3 times in the first quarter, finished with over 300 yards in the night, later ended up in the NFL. If you've got a talented back, give it back to him.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Now here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. He was looking for Paul Richardson there, and it's third down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Washington passing game dialed in now. It's a first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his legs.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a deep...
And down he goes. Keenum is sacked. The sack by big number 98, Linval Joseph.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front, nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. From the gun on third down, Keenum. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. To throw is Keenum, forced out to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slid.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Josh Doxson, 8 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Redskins are able to make this a close game again. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. And a lot of football, full half to be played. Well, it's a Gruden family trait to be aggressive, and Jay's going to go for 2 here.
Check pass. Check pass. Hey, on your arm. On your arm. Right
there. 54. Right there. Right there. 50.
Damn, damn.
Hey, D-line, let's get
it. Hey, 50.
Shit.
Out of the gun, Keenum. Buying time to his left. And he'll get in for the 2 points, and in so doing, cut the deficit to 2 points. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And you're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
First down. Here's Cousins. Setting up the screen for Cook. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
First. 50 wants the mic. 50 wants the mic. I know he ain't got it.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to let it go deep right sideline. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph. And now it's second down.
I know, he's easy. Get that quarterback, D-line.
To throw, Cousins. Steps away to his left. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Cousins on first down. Flushed out right. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. So they decline the penalty. That seems a little odd.
I'm trying to work through it and work with them to figure out why.
Well, someone's got to be confused.
That's what I think. I'm pretty sure that the bench is saying take the penalty, and somehow in the heat of the moment, they thought they were saying decline the penalty, and that's going to work against them. They should have taken it.
Dancing to his left. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 15.
You've seen me out here. That's right. We can't be stopped.
"14 seconds, all that's left of this first half as they come up on first down. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. So that one will be accepted.
Let's go.
Still first down.
Gate, we're going to get a delay.
Delay of game, offense.
On a delay of game there, they could not get the playoff in time.
Frustrating for the head coach, frustrating for the offense. Sometimes you have to get the play call in a little bit quicker.
Successive penalties have them looking now at a 1st and 20. And now again, the play clock's going to run out on them. Successive penalties have them looking now at a 1st and 20. From the gun, it's Keenum. This is going to wind up a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. Ooh. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points.
Kicking team.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. Final play of the half. Cousins escaping the pressure right. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best as that brings us to the end of this first half of play.
Let's get this.
Okay, right, Brandon.
So he comes out of nowhere. He's got this handlebar mustache, greasy hair, and he says, would you rather eat a jar of mayonnaise or 3 sticks of butter? And I look, well, all right, never mind. Third quarter action now. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
About set now for their next drive, Case Keenum and the Redskins. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, you want to get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied. I mean, they're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
And Reed with it over the middle. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a fourth down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary.
Well, Keenum has it knocked away. It's loose. That's a fourth down pickup of 10 yards, and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
But when you hit him on the move like that, he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam. Oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
And there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down.
Hey, 50.
On the ground with a tight end. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
Hey, we're good.
On second and 15 now. Keenum, and this one complete to Reed. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Now it's AP, Adrian Peterson. Yeah, he is marked down right about on top of that imaginary yellow line, but they say he's a bit short.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. From the red zone, it's Keenum. And it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. Now listen, it's a team game, we know that, but where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? They take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again, but on offense they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right, and you just mentioned it. The defense did it again. They bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense at the least. Keep the ball for a while. Give those guys a break so they can catch their breath.
In on the stop, Mason Foster, who was 7th in the NFL in tackles a year ago. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3.
Key eight. I'm going to run you over.
Play action now. Cousins. And Cook has it left side. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll bring up 4th down. You hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Cousins to throw for it on 4th. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Redskins will take control of the football in great field position. Boy, you talk about not playing it safe. Why were they going for it there, Charles?
It's got to be a full evaluation of their team. Do they trust their defense in this situation? Maybe they think they've given all they can in this game and they don't have anything left. Do they not trust that the other team's quarterback is just so hot that no matter where they get the ball, they go downfield? Remember when Bill Belichick went for it in that game, right, against Indianapolis on the road, and everybody said, why'd you go for it there? I think he just thought to himself, on the other side, if they get the ball, they're going downfield anyway. He was trying to end the game right there with his own offense.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Following the penalty, it's Peterson. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. Keenum. It's brought in by Dodson. And the broken tackle helps lead to a 1st down gain. We've got a 1-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll go over the middle to Reed, complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st. They'll look to throw. His pass caught at the 4. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. 11 yards there, 1st down. I tell you, it has not been his best day throwing the football. He really needs to. And that is caught by the tight end, Reed. Touchdown, Washington. Jordan Reed, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Redskins have taken the lead.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. So Kirk Cousins in the offense. Down by a field goal. 1:06 to play. They've surrendered a double-digit lead, but can rescue themselves late as they come up on 1st down. Cousins to throw. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He'll look to throw. Huge 1st down, gotta hurry.
Yeah, now they have to get up there, get set, and then spike it.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. Here's Cousins being chased out left. And he slides to avoid the hit. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. He's back to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. Not able to go anywhere that time. Second down. Not good. They didn't move the football an inch, and precious time ticking off the clock. Forced out to his left. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. A costly sack. They'll have to use a timeout here. And barring a defensive penalty, they'll be looking at one final play. A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on third down. One last shot now for Cousins. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.